Good morning, YouTube. I just wanted to make a quick video on why you should buy an S1000RR by BMW. This is my S1000RR that I've owned for 2 years now. I purchased this bike September 28th, no, 23rd, 2015. It's 2017, December 3rd, today. So yeah, this is my bike that I've owned for 2.5 years. I guess that's 2.5 years. Today, I've recently put over, mileage. Yes, I know. Been riding yesterday. 25,000 miles on this bike since I've owned it. When I purchased the bike, it had 3 miles on it. Got it brand new off the showroom floor, and since then I've been riding it and keeping it. Now on to the reasons why you should buy a purchase of a motorcycle like this. This bike is pretty much built for all-purpose use, whether you're going to the track, whether you're doing commuting, whether you're doing commuting, or whether you're doing, cross-country road trips or anything. This bike can handle it to the fullest. Like I showed you, 25,000 miles on this motorcycle, and haven't had any issues other than regular maintenance, oil changes, brake pad changes or whatever. Got a new chain and new rear sprocket. Still the original rotors. I probably still need to do change those out by a chance. The only issue that I've ran into having this bike while I've owned it was my ignition key switch had broke, but they had a recall on that, so they got fixed in the warranty. Other than that, the bike thus far has ran me good, has never left me stranded on the side of the road or anything. And as you can see, I have a full system aero exhaust on there. Runs fine, hasn't had any problems other than the engine adjusting to the full system. This bike is also flashed. I haven't had it tuned, so I have no power commander or Bizazz installed into this bike yet, which I do need to do so. But as I use my bike, I use this as a daily commuter back and forth to work or back and forth around town. At a point in time, this was the only vehicle that I had, as I have a car now. So it'll alleviate some stress off my bike, because all those miles on my bike, I had to ride it to get to where I needed to go. So that would alleviate some stress on my motorcycle. So yeah, like I said, I ride this bike around town. Now, this bike around town, I live in Texas. This bike around town doesn't get hot enough to say it's excruciating pain, but it's good enough to where you say, oh, it's warm. And it's usually just the frame here, because the engine sits here, and it's usually just the frame, and your legs sit, your thighs or whatever sit right here on the frame. So you'll feel it in the summertime, and in the wintertime it feels good when it's cold. My bike is not a premium S1000. A premium S1000 will give you the electronic suspension, different rims, whether the forged rims or the forged HP rims, aluminum rims, or the metal rims that I have on my bike now, which I plan on changing out. Electronic suspension, heated grips, and that's about it. But other than that, that's the electronics. That's the premium package. My bike is the basic S1000. Oh, and the quick shifter. quick shifter, and cruise control is all I really needed. I didn't want the suspension because you really don't feel the suspension. At the time, I didn't want the forged rims, because they kind of scared me out of it. They was just like, nah, they might break under potholes or whatever like that. But on the 17-year models, I think they changed I think they made them a little bit stronger. So I might try to get some 17-year forged rims. But yeah, I didn't want the heated grips. I didn't want the electronic suspension because it was basically track based, and like you wouldn't really don't feel it on the street anyway. Because I have no intent on tracking this bike right now, and I didn't have any intent on tracking it when I was buying one, or whatever. So that's that. But other than that, this bike is perfectly fine for me. I love it. I enjoy riding it. My good friends that I let ride this bike enjoy riding it. They, went ahead and purchased their own S1000s. It's not a scary bike at all. It's very rider friendly. You would have to really try to kill yourself on this bike for you to say that you can't ride it, or to say that it's dangerous to ride. This bike will not try to kill you. Like, you would have to try to kill yourself on your bike to tell somebody that, this bike is not what's up. You know what I mean? The power is there, the performance is there. I have rode a ZX10 a couple of miles, and I would say the difference between the ZX10 and this bike, as far as the leaning performance goes, I could lean a little bit more easier on the ZX10 than I could on my own bike. Maybe because my bike is a little bit heavier and it was lighter. I don't know what it was, but it just felt a little bit more different. Not to say that I could probably ride that ZX10 better than this bike, but as far as the little turns that I was going through, I was just like, yeah, I could probably drag a knee on that bike better than I can on this bike. Not saying that I can't drag a knee on my own bike, but that was that. And pretty much it. But why you should own one? They're sexy. First of all, they're sexy. 2, they're useful. 3, they're fast. 4, they make you look good. And 5, you get your money's worth. There's no other bike on the market that I would buy today after riding this bike. My next bike would probably be the next S1000 when it comes out. Whenever it comes out. Hopefully it comes out 2019 or late 2018. Because I plan on getting it. Or I'm waiting to see what it's going to be, if they change anything. Because at this point in time, everybody's caught up to S1000s, to BMW, with the electronics packages and everything. Not sure on power, but as far as electronics go, yeah. And, or whatever. So, yeah. So my next purchase would probably be an S1000, but as far as right now, there's no other bike that I really want. Now, I considered this bike and the R1 when I was getting the bike. I do like the Raven Black R1 2015 when I was looking at that bike, and then I just so happened to walk on this one and just said, fuck that R1. So, so you know what I mean? So yeah, those are my reasons for, why you should own a S1000, and those were my reasons for why I purchased a S1000 RR. If you guys would like, comment, and subscribe for me, that would be nice and kind. Anyway, you guys have a good day and keep riding safe.